Good evening. You're watching Just the News. I'm Amita Balachandra. Our top story today is NDA's Draupadi Murmu has made history. She's become the India's first tribal woman president. Now, after third round of counting NDA candidate, Ms. Murmu crossed 50% mark, securing her win in the presidential battle against opposition nominee Yashwant Sinha by a huge margin. The president-elect will take oath on the 25th of July, a day after Ramnath Kovind's tenure ends. Moving away from the story now, the ED has summoned Congress President Sonia Gandhi for a second round of questioning in a money laundering case related to the National Herald newspaper on the 25th of July. She was questioned today for nearly 3 hours in a money laundering case. Congress workers staged protests across the country. In the meantime, the police used water cannons to control the protesting Congress workers in Delhi. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot and party MLA Sachin Pilot were detained in Delhi. Now, to give you a bit of a context, the ED case in which the Gandhis are being questioned is based on a trial court order that allowed the Income Tax Department to probe the affairs of National Herald newspaper and conduct a tax assessment of Sonia and Rahul Gandhi. Now, the order came on a complaint filed by BJP MP Subramanian Swamy in 2013. Meanwhile, in Haryana, the Haryana government has ordered a judicial probe into the killing of Deputy Superintendent of Police Surendra Singh Bishnoi by the mining mafia in Nah district. Now, State Home Minister Anil Vij said that the probe will also go into all aspects of illegal mining in the area. Now, Mr. Singh had gone to Pachgaon near Tauru to conduct raids against illegal mining in the Aravali Hills. During inspection, he signaled vehicles to stop but was run over instead. Now, a truck driver who has been accused of killing the DSP was arrested in Rajasthan on Wednesday. Also in the news, the Supreme Court has allowed a 25-year-old unmarried woman to terminate a pregnancy at 24 weeks and noted that a woman cannot be denied abortion merely on the ground that she is unmarried. Now, the woman had approached the Supreme Court challenging a July 15th order of the Delhi High Court, which said that since she became pregnant while in a consensual relationship, it would not be covered under the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Rules 2003. The court, however, ruled that the abortion can be carried out only if a medical board constituted by the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi, states the pregnancy can be terminated without any risk to the woman's life. Now, under the law, abortion is permitted till 20 weeks of pregnancy. However, women and minors who have been sexually assaulted, raped, or the child is born out of incest can abort the fetus at 24 weeks. In fact, we've done an explainer on abortion laws in India. It's been done by Sanchita. That link is in the description below. You can take a look at it as well. Meanwhile, in Assam, the Guwahati High Court has granted bail to a 19-year-old student who was arrested from Golaghat in Assam 2 months ago under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act for allegedly sharing an anti-national poem on Facebook. And this was a report according to Northeast Now. Now, according to the FIR, the post nationally said, and I quote, "One more step toward the sun of freedom. Once again, I will commit treason," end quote. Now, the FIR added that this was an implicit endorsement of the banned United Liberation Front of Assam Independent and pointed towards a larger criminal conspiracy and I quote, "intent to wage war against the Indian government," end quote. Now, on July 14th, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma had alleged that she was arrested because she wanted to join the organization. She was arrested on the 18th of May. In the meantime, according to the DGCA, an Air India Boeing 787 operating its flight AI 934 from Dubai to Cochin had to be diverted to Mumbai due to pressurization loss in the cabin. Now, the flight has landed safely. The DGCA has tasked 2 senior officers to investigate the incident. Now, this is important considering the DGCA has identified causes for spurt in snags. There have been multiple incidents with different airlines in the last couple of weeks, and the DGCA has set July 28th as the deadline for airlines to find solutions. Meanwhile, this is what's going on in the parliament. The Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur has said that in 2021-22, the government blocked 94 YouTube channels, 19 social media accounts, and 747 URLs engaged in anti-India activities. These actions have been taken under the Section 69A Information Technology Act 2000. We've also put up a link to an explainer on Section 69A. That's in the description below. Do take a look at it as well. Moving on to business news right now. According to Forbes, Indian businessman Gautam Adani has overtaken Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates to become the world's fourth richest person. Now, Tesla founder Elon Musk is the richest person, followed by Bernard Arnault and Jeff Bezos. Now, the net worth of Adani and his family stands at $115.5 billion, while Gates' total assets are worth $104.6 billion, according to this list. Also in the top 10 in this particular list are Mukesh Ambani, Warren Buffett, Larry Page, among others. On to environment news right now. This one comes in from the state of Maharashtra. Maharashtra government has vacated stay granted by the previous Mahavikas Aghadi government headed by Uddhav Thackeray on the Aarey metro car shed for Mumbai Metro Line 3. Now, soon after taking over, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis had announced that the car shed for Metro 3 would be moved back from Kanjurmarg to Aarey. Now, this is something that's been going on for several years right now, since the 2014. The case has gone even till the Supreme Court. And despite that, project, the proposed metro car shed was moved to the Kanjurmarg Kanjurmarg site. However, that has now been shifted back to Aarey. This is a proposed metro car shed for the Metro Line 3. Activists and environmentalists have been protesting against this for several years now. That movement, called the Save Aarey movement, has now begun again. Moving on to news coming in from across the globe. The European Central Bank has raised interest rates for the first time in more than 11 years. It's being done to control inflation. Now, it has pushed its base rate up by 0.5 percentage points. It also plans further increases later in the year. The rate has been negative since 2014 to encourage banks to lend rather than deposit money with the bank. Consumer prices rose to a second record rate of 8.6% in the 12 months to June. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.